Hey everybody, happy 4.5 program day. And while there was some interesting events revealed in the program, the star of the show was definitely the new banner that everybody's going to be talking about. And while this is a interesting thing, they didn't actually tell us that much about what how this banner actually works, but they do have a Hoyo Lab post, and I will read and summarize it so you don't have to. So let's dive right in. So right over here we have the new Chronicled Wish rules and FAQ, and while this is really interesting, I'm gonna go ahead and read it a full time, and then to give it a fair shake, and then I'll give you summarize it and give my opinions and so forth. So let's get started, my friends. Right here we have the Chronicled Wish. Dear travelers, during version 4.5 a new type of event called the Chronicled Wish will become available. Here we've gathered together some specific questions you might have been curious to better explain the type of wish. So question, what is the Chronicled Wish and what can I get from it? The Chronicled Wish is a new type of event that allows you to wish for certain rerun characters, weapons, and travelers can obtain 5-star, 4-star, and 3-star items. Of course, unlike other event wishes, the list of Chronicled Wishes will include 5-star characters and 5-star weapons, so it's all going to be in one banner. If I go ahead and go back to the image just to reference it over here, it's going to be Eula, Mona, Albedo, Klee, Diluc, Jean, and all of the Skyward weapon series, including Lost Prayers, Hunter's Path, Wolf's Greystone, and the Beacon of the Red Sea. So that is pretty interesting, and while there are definitely some weapons that stand out here, there are also definitely some flops. Of course, I also got to mention the Skyward series with the Onward Praise. I almost messed that up, but let's go ahead and get back to reading this. So those are the selections that you'll have for this banner. Now let's go ahead and take a look over here. What are the rules of Chronicled Wish? Is there a wish guaranteed? The wishes for the Chronicled Wish will require intertwined fakes, aka the pink ones. So yes, it is not your standard wishes like the blue ones that are easy to get for free. You need to use your real currency to get through these. So that's definitely something that I don't think will sit well with a lot of people. Before wishing, you must choose the Chronicled Path by selecting a 5-star character or a weapon from the list of 5 stars. If the designated item is the 5-star item, you can obtain the wish to be all characters, whereas the designated item is a weapon, the 5-star item you obtain is a wish flaw weapon. So basically, if you use the intertwined path, and this is the reason that it exists, it is going to be a, you pick a character, it'll always be characters. You pick a weapon, it'll always be weapons. And so you won't have to worry about that aspect because it's all, again, in one big banner, which, is really important to distinguish so people don't get mixed up, and what happens in that segment. So there are guarantees for both 5-star and 4-star item wits with a maximum of 90 wishes a conductor can consider a 5-star item through the guarantee. And I'm just going to rip through this really fast. It's the standard 90 hard pity, and if you miss it, then you hit a 50-50, and then it flips over to a total of 180. And oh boy, that is definitely something to consider. And you're also always guaranteed a 4-star item with every 10 attempts. Okay. We're getting through here. I'm gonna read the whole thing, but it's already not looking great. All right, Chronicled Path rules. After choosing a 5-star item or your designated item, if you obtain a 5-star item that was not your designated item, you will receive 1 fate point, right? That is the fate system that we've seen on the weapon banner that was assigned, except it is only 1 and not 2, so you don't need to go through it 2 times. Now once you have received the maximum amount of fate points, 1 fate point, the next 5-star item you obtained through which is guaranteed to be your designated item. Obtaining the current designated item or changing your choice will reset the fate points to 0. So yes, just like the other fate point system, it'll always be you get the thing that you want, and then the thing will reset and it can go again. To take 4.5 Chronicled Wish as an example, if you choose the character Jean as your designated item, then these 5 stars you might receive will be limited in the images below, so it will be any of these characters, so you can now lose your 50-50 to Eula, Albedo, and Klee. So that's kind of funny. Of course, it's only on this banner though, just for funny ha-has. And then therefore you would receive the character in the image. You receive Eula, instead you receive 1 fate point and then the next over. Now that is where the fate point system starts to be a little funky, because you are basically only guaranteeing that you want the characters that you want. It's not actually it's not actually a proper oh, I'll guarantee the next thing, because the 50-50 is already built into the game. Like you wish on something, it's always going to be a 50-50. I get Mona or I get Jean, right? If I gun for Jean, on the system as I click it, then what will happen instead is that you simply just make sure it's characters and not weapons. So that's not great. It kind of undervalues the fate point system. And again, I'll give the rest of it in the end. But when the Chronicle event ends, will my accumulated wishes carry over to the Chronicled Wish? How about the fate points for the Chronicled Path? The wish will count towards the accumulated Chronicled Wish will carry over to the next Chronicled Wish. which guarantees is independent guarantees count for the type of wishes. Your fate points will not be carried over. So yeah, just like weapon banner, your pity carries over, but your actual fate, like your fate points, so like let's say you rolled 90 and then you lost, does not carry over. Ooh, that's not good. That's really bad. You know, kind of the scare about the weapon banner is that if you lose all the way up to 2 fate points, you just spend the money pretty much, like if you have the means, of course, but you always do it. And this is definitely another one where it's like, okay, you lost, better pull out the wallet. In the current Chronicled Wish chart, you will chart a course, stand a light at night, make another 10 wishes. I kind of blazing through this. This is kind of a nothing burger. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, back. Yeah, everything's okay. It's just explaining it in excruciating detail, basically. So we're gonna skip that because we already understand. Will the item list change from different Chronicle Wishes time periods? Are there corresponding rules to set changes? The items for different Chronicle Wish period may change. For details, please stay tuned to the Chronicle Wish event notices. Only event exclusive 5-star characters have been appeared in the character event wish or character event wish 2 for at least 3 times. Have also not appeared. Any recent event wishes will appear in the Chronicle Wish. So that's basically the rule. You know, it's summarizing here. Only if you have appeared in the event wishes at least 3 times. So you need to appear 3 times. So like candidates would be Child, Zhongli, you know, characters like that. There's not going to be a Farina or a Nouvelette until they appear 3 more times, which Nouvelette is on the banner. So this is a second. So 1 more, and then he's going to be on the Chronicle Wish, guys. Trust. No, he's not. He's good. Event exclusive 5-stars that have already appeared in Chronicle Wish may appear in future Chronicle Wish during any time event. So yeah, it's just putting it out, you know, if you're already in this banner, so like let's say Eula has already been in the banner, she will be available on the next banner. That makes sense. You know, when will Chronicled Wishes be available? Chronicle Wish events will be available from time to time. Please stay tuned for our official announcements for information when they will be available. If you still have any inquiries about the Chronicle Wish, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and stay tuned for future announcements. And for more detailed rule, please check the details section of the event page after the game is updated. So in summary, if I scroll back to this image, 90 hard pity, 50% chance on getting the character weapon you choose, uses the pink limited fates. The pity carries over, but the fate point does not. So if you lose, then you better fork it up or go home. The banner duration has not been specified, and the banner frequency has not been specified. Oh no. Now this is the I gave this article a fair shake. And I think it's important to give things a fair shake and read all the details in excruciating detail. You know, I got every point that actually matters when, you know, talking about this stuff. You know, if I just swap over to my main side here, this banner is very, very bad. It's great if you're trying to get something specific. It's also great if you're, you know, trying to look for weapons like Beacon of the Red Sea and Hunter's Path, because it is completely unavailable. It's technically a nicer way to get the weapon banner, but there is no specified duration or how this will overall work out. And even worse so, that it contains, like, I want to say, like, let's do quick math. Okay, Mona, Diluc, Jean, Skyward Pride, all these weapons here exist on the standard banner. About 70% to 60% of this banner in its entirety, including characters and weapons, is standard items, which you can just get by losing or by wishing on the normal banner in the game. And the thing is that this does not say that that banner is going to go away. It's still going to exist, and that uses its own fates that you can get for free. And that throws a big wrench in the system. Of course, like, here's the thing: if you want Eula and you want Klee, you want Gilu, you want any of these characters or weapons that you really specifically want, that's fine. You should spend your wishes how you want. But unfortunately, for the average player who especially has been playing for a long time, if these are characters you don't want, and because objectively speaking, if you measure these characters in a mathematical standpoint, they are not really worth it for your investment, then the average player is not really gonna wish on this banner, you know, especially because, and you know, more and so impacted by the factor that it is costing pink fates. That is a lot to give out for, you know, just a banner like this. So TLDR, and my opinion on it is that I am really not a big fan of this banner. I expected a lot better, you know, after a long time of wanting, you know, something to be added to standard, you know, and as much as it's cool to have a, you know, it's not even guaranteed. It's a 50-50, but it's close. It's the closest you'll get to a guaranteed after 180 pulls to guarantee, you know, these characters. This is definitely probably a bad lineup to start with. You know, maybe they're testing the waters. Hoyoverse does what Hoyoverse do, right? But this is just not the lineup I would really want to see start with. Like, unironically enough, like, the funny part is that probably the highest value characters on this are probably going to be Albedo, Beacon, Hunter's Path, and then any of the other weapons if they're truly that good. And that's it. Like, I don't find that Eula and Clear are necessarily unvaluable units, but the amount of investment time required versus the other units, and of course Eula being a physical unit, and then Klee you know, kind of being overshadowed by the other pirate units, you know, it's definitely not the nicest thing to see. But yeah, that is my summary of the 4.5 weapon banner. So it's or not weapon banner, the 4.5 Chronicled Wish. It's not great, and I really wish they did a little more you know, with it. But yeah, that's my summary on it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.